Hello everyone. Hello to everyone watching live. Hello to everyone watching the replay. This is 100 Days of Code with Leon Andersen. We are here in the code call. It's day 33. Today without a space in the banner because spaces are expensive. So it's just day 33. It's just one word. And we're welcoming the guest that keeps on giving. It's Leon. Leon, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good. Better day than yesterday for sure. Um, yeah, and today I tried to do the constructor's homework. Um, I was right about finishing it, but I didn't make it in time. Um, Today I had even more extra hours than yesterday at work. It's crazy right now, but tomorrow should be way less. Um, so. Oh, let me write one thing and then I send you the code. Um, okay. So the exercise was to create a person constructor that takes in a name and an age and sets the name and
Siegbelt is not defined. I think you want to pass in a string here, right?
yes, that's right. Text.
Then tested
Yeah.
create is not. I'm just commenting this out for the time being, but
Yes.
yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Yes. That, um, as I said, that's a work in progress code. The exercise was to create a person constructor that takes in a name and an age and sets a name and an age for the person. After you created a person, show that it was created using your constructor function hint double underscore proto and dot prototype. So what I've seen so far as kind of a so the function person with capital P is the a constructor function, literally just the template that I just saw in the course by Code Steel, and I used it for person, and he used it for color, and he had this R equals R, this G equals G, this B equals B, and he created the constructor with the new keyword, with the keyword new, and he said that we need that it's common to use the capital letter at the beginning of a constructor object or so. That's how far I got in the video, and before that there was some stuff about checking if a function that's inside of a what was it called? If a function that's inside of a factory function, we we looked at factory functions before that. If that equals or if that's exactly the same as another function, as the same function being called by another. I don't know how to describe the process, but the difference was that in factory functions, each time it's used, it's basically a different function because it's not stored in the double underscore proto, but it's stored in the factory function itself. So it's basically not hoisted in, or I don't know if it's comparable to hoisted, but and to see if the so if the function, if you wanted to store a function inside of the double underscore proto, you could check that by using the same function twice with different input, and it should be the same. It should be true. Like it should be both. It should be true that both functions are the same. Something like this. Probably like half of what I talked was not correct, but that's what I understand. And yeah, the person.prototype.create thing was just some stuff that I coded along. He was just in the process of explaining it, so I have no idea where this leads, but I know that if you do the .prototype, then you can save something, a method, I guess, in the double underscore proto of an object. So in this case, of person. So in the double underscore proto of person, there should be create as a method after executing or after putting this into the terminal, into the console. Yeah, that's I would say how far I got with the exercise.
Yeah, nice. So first of all, this is completely correct. So even the capitalization that you got the convention right, it's correct. And the way that you then create the person is correct. You put it nowhere for now, but that's fine. And then this,
What did I do?
you
I
did
put
not
no.
assign this to any variable. So you put it nowhere. What you just create the person that you're not like you're not assigning it to any variable here. And here you're assigning a function to the prototype, which is also fine, but is not related to the task. So you've got this first part, and I think next thing you want to do is work on this part.
Yes. I think the goal of what I started in line 30 was to make a function called, I don't know if it's a function or a method, but that's called create. So it creates a new person when you put in stuff. And I don't know. I have to understand more context of these dynamics in the videos to really get like how all of these individual things relate to each other. But yeah, and the thing below, I don't know if that's going to be a useful test for, or a useful proof, or a show that it was created using a function, but that was just some interesting test I picked up from the video before.
Yes, and it's more related to factory functions. So it's not the test of this task.
Got it. Yeah.
Did we lose you or did you just stop talking? I think you muted.
My browser has lost connection to my microphone. So I'm back.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay.
What did I say? Yeah, Code said .proto is almost never used, but .prototype is. I don't know if I should actually use .proto or if I should use .prototype and then check inside of proto. And I'm not sure if I would have to check inside by just opening it in the console and looking inside, or but I guess I will find that out while continuing with the videos.
Yes, and this is another of this type of knowledge that is not going to have too much practical use. However, it's super important that you know it, because what you're exploring right now is some of the deeper stuff of like how JavaScript works under the hood in certain programming paradigms. So even though it's not very like money making useful or impact having useful, it is definitely one of the more useful and important things to know about the language, the stuff that you're exploring right now.
So is it going to be helpful as a foundation for the other?
Yes, pretty much. And it's also like once this is still like probably month into the future, but we're going to explore the two paradigms of JavaScript a little more, right? I hinted at that before, that one of the great things about JavaScript is that it's a two paradigm language, object oriented and functional. And when you know those two paradigms, it enables you to understand other languages a lot faster too, in case you ever need it for some reason, because they're probably either object-oriented or functional. But let's say you learn Python. Python is completely object-oriented. You would not be able to understand a language like, for example, Clojure, which is functional, or Haskell, which is functional. And knowing JavaScript, you can understand both, because you have that foundational base knowledge. And then you will also know when to use JavaScript in which paradigm, because you will understand later on, not right now, but later on, okay, this paradigm is useful for these types of tasks, and this paradigm is useful for these other types of tasks. And hint, the functional programming paradigm is a lot more useful, but it's still super important to understand both of these, what some people maybe call two pillars of JavaScript.
Sounds awesome. I feel curiosity.
Awesome. Cool. Then I think we're already done here. I just had an idea for another exercise about constructors tying together promises. Would you like to have another exercise, or are you like, no, I'm good?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Yes,
sweet.
please.
So one exercise that would tie together constructors and promises would be create your own my promise constructor that mimics the actual behavior of the default promise constructor. So specifically, it should also take in a function that gives you resolve and reject, exactly. And then you should be able to use it just like you would do with a promise. So basically, you should be able to say, new my promise, resolve, reject, right, and then do something with this. So let's just comment this out like this. But this should be possible basically. And also the hint here is you can only implement that, unfortunately, using stuff that already exists for promises. So you cannot implement it as low level as you did it with the map or the filter exercise. So I would suggest you use promise dot resolve, and promise.reject for the lower level implementation, which is still quote unquote cheating, right? Because you're using promise to create your own promise thing. However, it will teach you why this function works. And I think that it was, if I understood you correctly, this thing that was confusing you the most last time. So I think this exercise will neatly tie together the constructor theory with promises, and you will have a better feeling why this is the way that you write a promise.
Awesome.
Sweet. Then we're done here. If anyone else wants to check out that exercise and leave your hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion of your channel. You just follow us along. No, thank you, Premium Wolf. Yeah, weird comment that we got there. But anyways, if anyone else wants to do the exercise, feel free to leave your solutions in the comments the next time. We're here for you. Thank you so much for checking out the stream. We're streaming daily. It's 100 days of code. If you're just beginning on your programming journey or you're thinking about starting it, check out this the recordings of our other streams, because you can see how Leon is literally going from zero to senior developer. Yeah, any parting words, Leon?
Always be coding.
ABC, always decoding. That's it. Thank you, everyone. This has been the Code Call with
Leon Andersen and my mentor,
Adam Mills from 10x Dev. I almost messed it up and twisted the two things, but yeah. Bye.
Bye bye.